This is my Connor Spokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. I want to start a topic today that speaks about the hard things to do in order to become a great leader. When you want to become a great leader, be ready to become somebody who's becoming a sacrificial lamb thereof. Now, as a young man, I want to mentor you to become a great leader. But I want you to be aware that there are hard things in this life. In order to become a great leader, you have to pass through. There are things in life that if you don't do or you don't go through them, then it's going to be difficult for you to be a great leader. And therefore, as a young man, I want to urge you to understand that there are things that you need to pass through. There are things that you have to do. There are things that you have to go through in your life in order to become a great leader. And that is the path of becoming a great leader as you do so. The first thing that I want to speak about is becoming a great leader. You have to make a call you are afraid to make. You have to make a decision that you are afraid to make. You have to make some calls that you are afraid to make to people that you are afraid to speak to. Now, great leaders are those people that are bold to make decisions that are unpopular. People that will make a call and say, this I don't do and that's it. Or this I will do and I do it up to this far and that's it. So those are type of calls that we're speaking about. The calls that are unpopular. The calls that you have always been afraid to do. Decisions that you've always been afraid to do. Because leaders are known, and great leaders are known particularly by making calls where it will make them unpopular. Areas where they will be afraid to do so. Because we sometimes think that leaders make decisions because they want to make. But they've gone through serious fear. And they were afraid to make that particular call. But as an individual that want to become a great leader, you make a decision of saying, I'm making this call. It's a make or break call that I'm making right now. I'm afraid to do so, but I will make it anyway. And that's very key. And if you want to become a great leader, learn to do that. Because if you cannot be decisive enough, you're not able to make calls. You're not be able to make decisions. You're not be able to toe the line and make sure that you give direction. And you're going to miss it to become a great leader. So therefore, I want to urge you as a young man that please make sure that if you want to make sure that you want to become a great leader, it is a hard thing, I know, but you have to make a call even when you are afraid to do so. Because when you do so, calls that are made when you are afraid are great calls. These are calls that are necessary to make. These are calls that are necessary and great to make. And these are what we call life-changing calls. Because when you've done such a call, you'll see that it sets you apart. It makes you a great leader in the beginning. And as a young man, I want to urge you that please learn to make calls that you are afraid to make. And that is a hard thing, I know, but it will help you to become a great leader. Secondly, you have to get up earlier than you want. And I want to say this, that great leaders are not sleepers. Great leaders don't sleep too long. Great sleepers they enjoy sleep, but they don't sleep. And they make sure that they work hard and they go against the feeling of their bodies. Because if you are going to go according to how you feel, you're going to sleep every day of your life too long and you'll not become a great leader, because there are those things that call you to be awake at night. There are those things that call you to make sure that you prepare them in advance. Those things that pushes you to actually work on them even during the night. And that's becoming a great leader. Because great leaders will tell you they don't sleep. They don't actually spend more time in sleeping. They're spending more time in planning. Because there are those things that you need to plan in advance. There are those things that you need to really strategize them. And some of the strategies need to be done at night while everybody is sleeping. You need to wake up early hours of the morning, sometimes to strategize things for the day that you are starting. So you cannot sleep always and expect yourself to become a great leader. So that is why I want to urge you that it's difficult to wake up. But please, if you want to become a great leader, learn not to sleep longer than you want. Make sure that you rise up even when you don't want to, but for the sake of you becoming a great leader, rise up and be awake. And I know that it is nice to sleep. And I know, particularly in winter when it's cold, the blankets are cold, the bed is comfortable. But there are things that are bigger than sleeping. So therefore, as a young man, I want you to become a great leader. And that is why I'm emphasizing this, that learn not to sleep too long. Don't spend most of your time in bed. Don't sleep unnecessarily. So rise up as a young man against how you feel, against what you want to sleep. You want to sleep more hours. So please rise up and become a great leader. And I want to urge you to do so, because I know that you are capable and you are having ability to do that, and you can. But please, you have to get up earlier than you want. Another thing, you have to give more than you get in return. Now, becoming a great leader is somebody who is sacrificial in nature. Somebody who has learned a heart of giving much more than what you're getting in return. You don't give things because, or you don't give to people because you want to get return from them. A great leader is the one who knows that every giving is an investment. So therefore, they will give it all at every given time. They will make sure that they go out of their way to make sure that things happen. And this is very key, because when you start to work harder and give your way out and give it all more than what you expect in return, you're going to become a great leader. And I want to emphasize that great leaders are great givers. Great leaders are sacrificers and are people that sacrifice, and they know they may not get much, but they invest more in it. And therefore, remember that will make you a great leader. You have to give more than you get in return. So don't calculate on how much do I get back. Don't calculate on what will I get out of this. Don't calculate on what will return to me. Don't do that, because you are not, great leaders are not in gambling. Great leaders are actually in sober-mindedness of leading and setting an example. And you find that sometimes they give things actually to set an example to others, to become leaders in it. And that is why I want to emphasize that when you are leading people, sometimes you're going to give much more than them. You're not going to get something back. You are going to give. But you're making sure that as you do, you're setting an example, because you are the role model of others. And that's the only way you're going to lead to them, by setting example, by walking in front of them, being ahead of them in everything, including in your giving. And you give much more than you'll get in return. And that is hard. It's not easy. But I want to urge you that continue doing that, because that is what sets you up to become a great leader. So I want to emphasize that, and I hope this helps you as we emphasize that. Now, lastly, you have to care more about others than they care about you. So in other words, when you are doing things as a leader, as a great leader, you're not doing transaction work here. You're not actually saying, I'm going to care about people that cares about me. No. Because when you become a great leader, you become a leader of everybody. You become a leader of your haters. You become a leader of your enemies. You become a leader of your supporters too. You become a leader of even those people that are plotting against you. So you become a leader of everybody. And that's the reason why when you want to become a great leader, so make sure that you don't treat the people because of how they treat you. So you don't reciprocate what people do. You basically do as leadership calls, which is caring for everybody the same way. Now, care about others more than they care about you. There are those people that just don't care about you. There are those people that even gossip about you. There are those people that even plan evil against you. But as a leader, you cannot revenge. You cannot go back and say, I'm going to do exactly what they're doing to me. No, as a leader, you can actually be above water by rising up to squabbles, above squabbles. You're rising up above hatreds of people. You're rising up above gossips of people about you. So you're rising up above that. You don't stoop low to the haters. Rather, give them a long rope to hang themselves by loving and caring for them, even when you know that they're hating you, even when you know that they don't love you, even when you know that they don't care about you, but care about them anyway. And this is the reason why we say these are hard things to do to become a great leader, because this is not easy stuff. This is hard thing to do. For you to love your enemy knowing that this one is my enemy. For you to do things knowing, to help somebody knowing that this person is plotting against my fall. So it's not easy, but as a leader, you have to do that because that's part of leadership if you want to be a great leader. Now, as a young man, I want you to learn this because this is going to help you going forward to become a great leader wherever you are. Remember, if you're a leader, whether in a vision, in a church, or somewhere at corporate work, or in your business as well, there are those people that may not be your favorites. But you're going to need to care for them as well, even though they care less about you, even though they hate you, even though they're plotting against you. You're going to need to look after them and take care of them still and not choose others over others. Don't do favoritism as a leader. And that's going to help you to become a great leader. I hope this helps you as a young man. I want to end up here today. Your host, Maikona Spokane. This was part 1 of this great topic, and I want you to join us as we deal with another part of this, which will be part 2. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure that you don't miss any of these lessons and teachings as a young man. May the good Lord bless you, and cheers for now.